I had been thinking about to just define yoga and satsang. The definitions are very, very similar. So satsang is to be with, sang is to be with, and sat is positive energy. So to be with positive energy is satsang. Now yoga, a lot of people think that it's mostly about poses, physical exercises, and breathing exercises. Let's go back, step back. Like yoga means yog, which is union of what? In satsang, we become one with this transcendental energy. So that union would make us like the energy. So that's the goal and cannot be achieved without meditation. So satsang is all about meditation, and I think yoga is too. For example, Gita, also called yogic scripture, and I mean, it does describe some things, but mostly it doesn't have any description of asanas or pranayams. It is a yogic scripture. Let's step back. One of the biggest masters of yoga was Maharishi Patanjali. And he did a lot of research and documentation. And one of the things he came up with was the Ashtanga Yoga. Now, to tell you the truth, on the internet, I searched for Ashtanga Yoga and found more description about poses and physical exercises, etc. But Ashtanga Yoga the meaning is 8 limbs of yoga. So if we have a body and we have all the limbs, if yoga was a body, it would have 8 limbs. Asanas and pranayams are 2 of them. Yam and niyam is the other 2, so 4 of them. But the other 4 are all about meditation and meditative practices. Pratyahar, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi. So he created a framework. So any meditative practice that is prevalent or you want to look at, if it has these 8 limbs, then it would be a yogic practice. So satsang essentially, and especially described by Guru Maharaj, my grandfather, Dr. Chaturgud Sahaji, he clearly focused on pratyahar, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi as the main or the core focus, while service is also part of it, being with the guru is also part of it, but pratyahar, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi is absolutely at the core. So now what does pratyahar, dharana, dhyana, and samadhi mean? So let's take dharana first. So dharana is your object of concentration or what you want to manifest in your meditation. It's very important. What do you want to manifest? People want to manifest love, relationship, money, etc. They want to go back to the materialistic things which away from inner peace, away from your real goal of yoga or satsang. So yes, even in Indian scriptures, you would find a lot of ways to manifest other things, including love and money. I don't see too much harm in that, and that's your goal. But if you want to achieve inner peace, if you want to achieve higher consciousness, manifest something else. For example, Guru Maharaj talked about manifesting transcendental energy in form of light. And that itself is like, if you imbibe positive energy, you will be positive. You can when you are able to receive and store immense amount of positive energy, you will affect others with that positive energy. That's the ultimate goal of following a satsang meditative practice. Coming back to dharana, what do you want to manifest? What is your object of concentration? When you meditate, what will be your starting point? What will you visualize? What will you imagine? And that here is transcendental energy in form of light. So basically, you will start with that thought that this energy is in front of you and it's entering your heart and distributing throughout your body. So essentially, you are becoming one with this energy. That's your dharana, that's your imagination, that's your manifestation. When you go deep in it, it becomes your meditation. So that's dhyan. So dharana and dhyan, two of the key limbs of Ashtanga Yoga, are absolutely integral to the meditative practice that we do and a lot of other meditative practices that follow Ashtanga or the yogic way of meditating. Now, pratyahara is about looking inwards. It's also about, when you get distracted, coming back to your object of concentration. So pratyahara is integral to any meditative practice anyway, because when you get distracted from your meditation, when you get distracted from your manifestation, somehow the barrage of thoughts distract you or take you away from what you want to manifest, you have to bring your thoughts back. You have to, it's essential to understand that peace and the goal of this acquiring enlightenment is all inside. So you have to imbibe this energy within. So looking inwards is very essential part of a deep meditative practice like satsang. So I always say there are lots and lots of meditative practices, but the deep, heartful meditative practices like satsang, you have to look inwards, you have to manifest and take the higher road, manifest transcendental energy in form of light. You go deeper and become one with it when you achieve that. So meditation is the process. When you achieve that oneness with that energy, that is when samadhi becomes true. So dharana is manifestation. Going deeper into it is dhyan, which is meditation in itself, the process. Achieving that state of being with that transcendental energy and becoming that transcendental energy, that is samadhi. And when you are in the process of meditation, which is dhyan, if distractions come and if your distraction is going outwards, your focus is going outwards, bringing it back again inwards and bringing it back to your meditation and manifestation, that is pratyahara. So pratyahara, dharana, dhyan, samadhi. Manifest transcendental energy, develop a practice which is dhyan, go deeper is dhyan. Achieving that state of union is samadhi. And pratyahara is just part of this exercise, this process of dharana, dhyan, and samadhi, where looking inwards and bringing your thoughts and meditation back into focus when distractions do come. Essentially, what I want to say is satsang is very much a yogic practice. While Guru Maharaj said that just by sitting in the lotus posture or even sitting still for your meditation, that's your asana. That is your physical pose. When you meditate deeper in satsang, your breathing gets balanced. That's your pranayama. And when you practice all this, your behavior gets better. When your behavior gets better, the yam and niyam, which are the traits that you want to keep and the traits you want to give up, come together as well. So satsang actually it fits. So Ashtanga Yoga was a framework, then satsang would fit in pretty well, and it would be a yogic meditative practice.
Happy Saturday, and welcome to the Rama from Satsang Weekend Workshop. where you'll learn a modern satsang method for obtaining peace, light, and love in your life. My name is Eddie, and I will be introducing the facilitator for today's event. But first, I'd like to give you a brief overview of this weekend workshop. If you'll direct your attention towards your screen, you'll see the first element is Satsang. Satsang is a scientific method whereby we may obtain peace, light, and love in our life. It requires no physical skill, spiritual accomplishment, or meditation experience to begin its practice. Satsang consists of two words, Sat and Sang. Sat means positive energy, and Sang means to be with or to be in the presence of. Therefore, the word Satsang means to be in the presence of positive energy. The next element is meditation. Meditation is an important part of Satsang. When we meditate, we withdraw consciousness from worldly objects and direct it inwards to focus on a single thought. In doing so, our minds become calm and our thoughts become pure, thereby allowing us to obtain higher states of consciousness, such as enlightenment, peace, light, and love. Inner orientation. There are two types of satsang, inner satsang and outer satsang. An example of outer satsang would be chanting or attending pilgrimages. When we practice outer satsang, we have the potential to change our behavior, but only through the practice of inner satsang can we obtain higher states of consciousness, such as enlightenment, peace, light, and love. The satsang that you will learn today is an inner satsang where we meditate in silence. Group sessions. These weekend workshops are structured for group participation. When we participate as a group, our focus is improved and our personal progress along our spiritual path is expedited. By regularly attending these weekend workshops, the benefits of group participation are amplified. Joy and inner happiness. All beings wish to experience joy. Joy is the eternal longing of the soul. But only through the practice of inner satsang can we obtain a joyous state. Each time we practice satsang, our inner happiness gradually increases, ultimately culminating in a state of joy, which we experience 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The agenda for today consists of 3 sessions: the informative session, the practice session, and the interactive session. During the informative session, a lecture will be given about a satsang topic, the founder, or some relevant spiritual topic. During the practice session, instruction will be given on how to meditate, followed by a period of practice. And during the interactive session, you have the opportunity to ask questions, or there'll be a panel discussion. And now, I'd like to introduce the facilitator for today's event. He has over 40 years of satsang experience. He is the grandson of Guru Maharaj, the founder of Ramashram Satsang. He was born into a satsang family where he experienced his family members obtain states of enlightenment and lead lives of peace, light, and love. At an early age, he began traveling with the mission throughout India, facilitating satsangs. And during that time, he witnessed the positive effects that satsang could have on mankind. And upon arriving to the United States, both he and his wife continued to facilitate satsangs for local satsangees. He has led teams of satsang members in translating important satsang literature into English and has worked tirelessly to make satsang more accessible to Western and English-speaking audiences. He currently travels throughout the United States, India, and England, facilitating satsangs while maintaining his duties as a husband, a father, and an IT executive. Today, he will teach us a rare and ancient form of satsang as taught by Guru Maharaj. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Sanjeev Kumarji.
Yeah, can you hear me now? Okay, good. So, so I was just saying happy Saturday. Sorry, we're starting late because we didn't realize the technical, stuff that needs to be done to get Cleveland and London in person connected with online. But I think it's all worth it. I'm glad we all are here. Oh, so first, happy Saturday, and I'm really glad that we all have come together here. And Eddie, thank you for the usual satsang overview. And today we have multiple facilitators and the whole gang in London as well. So I was thinking what would be a good topic for today. And somehow, these days, you get all these messages. And one of the messages that I received recently was in Hindi, but it was about some principles that Dada Guru Maharaj, which is Guru Maharaj's guru, Lalaji Maharaj, he, really very in simple terms, very simple, very brief, how to live like an observer in life. So a practical implementation of the concept of detachment. We have in these sessions touched upon what is detachment and who is an observer, who is a real observer, how do you live in a in a state where you live like that. So Dada Guru Maharaj stated that you should not work with a desire for the result. So my apologies for a bad translation maybe, but I have tried. So Dada Guru Maharaj stated that you should not work with a desire for the results, but should perform your duty or dharma, essentially do all the activities that are part of your domestic, official, or other roles that you're playing in the current life or current phase of life. So for example, if you're a father, fulfill the duties attached to that role. Even if you say your kids don't deserve it or don't bother about you, but you keep fulfilling your role to the best of your abilities. So also a similar example could be at work, because others don't appreciate, or even your boss doesn't appreciate, you got to fulfill your duties and the tasks at hand to the best of your abilities. So let's say tomorrow you have another job, tomorrow you have another boss, tomorrow you have another role, but focus on today, on the tasks at hand with the best of your abilities. Now, what would be the result? Result will be a promotion, a transfer, will it be another role? Will it result in termination? Would it be? All that is outside of your control. So worrying about things that are not in your direct control is essentially a futile exercise. So what Dada Guru Maharaj emphasized was working diligently in fulfilling your duty, which is the role that you got, and never be lazy in its execution. So a lot of people think, if I get detached, if I live like an observer, what will I do? And he clarifies this here. Work diligently in fulfilling your duty and never be lazy in its execution. But at the same time, do not worry about the consequences, because worrying about the consequences is where everything falls apart. So essentially, if we go back into this a little deeper, you have the right to perform your actions, but most of the time, or almost all the time, the results are actually not within your control. So what is beyond your control, why worry about it? So believe that it is not possible. So Dada Guru Maharaj then went and turned it a little bit onto the faith and the belief that you have. So believe that it's not possible that you perform your duties correctly and still you will not get the results. There may be delay, or the results may not be as you expected, but remember, expectations are the key to all miseries. I think I added that, as Buddha rightly proclaimed, that expectations are key to all miseries. So what Dada Guru Maharaj talked about was that with full faith, total devotion, and strong determination, you should invest all your energy in carrying out your duty. Then you will attain spiritual heights that you have not imagined or fathomed yet. This is the way to live like a lotus flower, he says. An amazingly beautiful flower blooms into a beautiful, clean, pure colors rising above the swamp, which it is born out of. But it gathers no dust, no swampy mud. It's dry, clean, pure, colorful, and amazingly beautiful. You can do that too. Living like this will cause no further accumulation of sanskars. And Eddie has talked about sanskars, and we can, anything that we're talking about here, we can discuss in the interactive session after the meditation. So Dada Guru Maharaj says that you stay above the dirt, above the right doing and wrong doing, into a state that will attain no further good or bad karma, clean as a whistle. You will remain as unaffected as the lotus flower. So Dada Guru Maharaj fully adhered to this approach in his life. And I can say I have seen the leaders in this satsang implemented this principle like Dada Guru Maharaj did, like Guru Maharaj did. This continues. And Dada Guru Maharaj never engaged in actions with a desire for the result, nor did he ever turn away from any duty that he had, whether small or large. He always remained in this state of Sahaj Samadhi, or call it by any name, but that's where, once you achieve a state, so if you were to divide like what's the end goal of satsang or the target state, and you put 5 milestones in it, this is like describing in the 4th milestone, you get this clarity of vision. You get this state of your inner neural networks in your brain, that your thinking patterns, your clarity of how to focus on your duties, and that essentially then becomes a purpose in your life in terms of living like an observer, where the attachments to the results is gone away. And that is described in multiple different ways elsewhere. But I have seen this practically being implemented by the leaders of satsang, and this practice that we will, we will get into now, this meditation leads to this state, and if we do it right, fairly quickly. So let's get into it. I'll basically describe how the first two things: inward orientation and concentration. So Ashtanga Yoga, which is 8 limbs of yoga, if we look in Satsang, the way Guru Maharaj described it, he basically focused on the inner yoga aspects, that is the 4 limbs that are mentioned here. Top 2 we start with, inward orientation and concentration. That leads to deeper meditation, and that leads to higher consciousness. So how do we get into inward orientation? So for that, sit in a relaxed posture, eyes lightly closed. Both of those things are to make sure that we focus inwards. Because every time your body moves, your mind moves with it. And sensory input into eyes also distracts the mind. So we want to get the mind to concentrate. And what are we concentrating on, or what are we manifesting, is the transcendental energy. This transcendental energy in form of light is right here, right now with us, and it's in form of light, and that light is entering our heart, distributing throughout our body, and we are becoming one with this light. If mind wanders away, which it will, again, inward orientation. We bring it back to this thought and this thought alone, that we are in the presence of this transcendental energy in form of light, and that light is entering our heart, distributing throughout our body, and we're becoming one with this light. So we transition in with music that helps the concentration, and then the music fades away and we go into deeper silent meditation. Just continue this process that we are in the presence of this transcendental energy in form of light that's entering our heart, distributing throughout our body, and we're becoming one with this light. We're getting totally immersed in it. And then we transition out with music again. So let's start now. So happy Saturday, everyone. I think this time is, just sharing, interacting, sharing comments, any questions. There are multiple facilitators here, so I would take the opportunity to get any clarification. The concept we just talked about before the meditation is hard to understand and very hard to implement. But I was, the reason I felt that it's an important one because when I think about the leaders of satsang who basically push this torch forward, if they had something which was so uncommon, this principle describes it. And I remember in New Jersey, there was a discussion around, how you can like implement detachment. So it was a discussion about, a neighbor's car got totaled, and it affects you, but but when there is a scratch on your own car, it's it just scratches your heart. And the thing is that if we were to think about our things and our things that are owned by someone else, or you are just a caretaker, the detachment can be implemented. So these things are principles, but how you implement, how you understand, how you use them in practical life is where the difference is. So then, before I ask Raghunathji and others to share their stuff, so the London contingent is there. So it's Himanshu's birthday. He's celebrating with this satsang. So, yeah, so.
Himanshu. Namaskar.
Namaskar.
Thank you so much. Namaskar. Thank you so much. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are.
Everybody is here. So graceful.
I was thinking, this is how these US and London, I think we can do this more often. It's good. I think the next opportunity will be November 4th and 5th when we celebrate Guru Maharaj's birthday, which is November 3rd. So 4th and 5th, I think 4th we can do something similar. So online, anything, any questions, comments, thoughts? Maybe London should start. Everybody is looking at each other. Luz, are you still there?
Namaste, Ji. Loz had to go, so she's not here anymore.
Raghunathji, anything? Yeah, no audio now. No, from there. There is no audio.
इसके बारे
Yeah, go ahead.
Is it there now?
Yeah.
मैं ये पूछना चाहता हूँ सर, जो आजकल की यंग जनरेशन है वो काम धंधे में इतनी ज्यादा बिजी है कि वो मेडिटेशन के बारे में न तो जानते, न उसके बेनिफिट के बारे में जानते और न इंटरेस्ट है। उसके बावजूद आज की यंग जनरेशन को कैसे मेडिटेशन की तरफ कन्वर्ट किया जाए?
Great question. Thank you, Jagannath. Can we, Pradeep?
No, you have to look at your job, right? You know exactly why you are doing it. You want to make it. Yeah. Can you hear me? So, to answer your question, anything you do, you normally know why you are doing it. So people should ask the question, why do I need to meditate, before they get interested? And there are a lot of benefits, practical benefits of doing meditation. I don't have to tell you. There is a Google age, you can Google. And so one thing I have realized is, and I'll share this, that you want to be good at your job, right? For that, you do need a focused mind. A scattered mind, scattered thoughts are generally wasting your energy and not getting the things that you want to do. So you were saying that every kaam dhandhe mein sab busy hain, sabko apna, but you all want to have a good career. You want to be successful, right? You are listening to this before also. So the one practical benefit is that you are able to focus at your work. And what I have, I started this as a university kid. I don't necessarily knew at that time why I'm doing, but eventually what you realize is, if you are able to actually, I think I will go too long, but Guru Maharaj has described this practice as Atma ki Khurak. So this is something that nurtures your spirit or soul. Now, why that is very important? You see people who are intellectually, financially, physically very accomplished, and yet they get into a lot of trouble. Some of the celebrities commit suicide. So do you want to be a celebrity who commits suicide, or you want to be a man who enjoys your life? So these are the choices you will have. Everybody has to reflect on and then decide whether it is important or not. And this is not like just my observation, Guru Maharaj has written it. The other powers that we have, mental, intellectual, physical, they are derived from this something that we can call a spiritual power. And this process nurtures the soul, or provides you that inner strength. The rest of the other accomplishments people so adore and long for and desire, they are all sustained by this. So if you realize that and you do it and observe on your own, if you are able to sit for 5 minutes, you would feel some kind of recharging your battery. You go to work, you are able to do your job well. Then you are not worried about work. Boss kya karega, kya ho. You are free of those stresses and anxieties. In the evening, you are able to do this better. So the cycle kind of continues. And if it breaks, for some reason at the work, you are disturbed, you are not able to do this properly. And that's where this weekly or getting in touch with somebody helps. So that's my, I don't know what your question exactly was, that how you can get somebody into it. There is no need to convert and all. People have to realize that this is for my own good. that I will become a better person. And this is actually people might think of the religious aspects, and the definition of this teaching in Dada Guru's words, we were talking about Dada Guru earlier, is that मेरी तालीम आदमी को मुकम्मल इंसान बनाती है, a true human being. And what is a true human being? A true human being is that who fulfills, as you are listening in the beginning, who does his worldly duties well and enjoys life. And this we have seen, most of us have witnessed, that how folks who we look up to implemented in their life, and their life was full of joy, and they were not just living a joyful life themselves. Anybody who came in their contact also, was benefited by that. So it's if you do it, it's good for you, it's good for your surrounding, all the environmental sustainability, everything can, because this is the root. It's like if your requirements are right, if your idea is right, rest will follow. You can admire Maxwell's equations. Actually, I think I will, after this I'll stop. It's said that Einstein used to carry a photo of Maxwell Clark. And those partial differential equations defining electromagnetic wave theory are beautiful. That's Einstein was a big fan of that. Steve Jobs used to carry a photo of Neem Karoli Baba and Einstein. Those partial differential equations are beautiful in theory. You can admire, maybe very few can even relate to it. But when you have an iPhone in your hand, the world is transforming. So this process that we do here is like taking those, immortal principles of about spiritualism and all, putting it is like an iPhone in your hand, and you should be able to see those benefits by observing the benefits in your own life. The two outcomes that I have been told that what this process does it. One, and this is something very practical. We need to live our life well. One, ability to choose what is the right thing to do in a given situation. Under stress, people crack. Some of the best people who are like, very well known, under stress, crack. And we have seen these examples in recent times. So ability to choose what is the right thing to do, and then have the inner strength to follow through on or to reap the benefit of that right choice. So one of the two things is generally missing, which causes the problems. Either we are not, we are unable to decide what the right thing to do, and we keep worrying about it. But even if you are able to make that right choice, sometimes you are not able to follow through because you don't have that inner strength. And I think you don't have to take for somebody's words. You try it and see if it is happening. Then you do it. Otherwise, this is not we are not trying to convert people. We're just trying to share what we have been benefiting from. Maybe others can benefit, and the world becomes a better place. I think I went on I can't talk more.
Good. Yeah, sometimes I feel the reason we, organize satsang on a regular basis is to, one day something will start making sense somewhere, because there's so much of, I think there is information overload on the internet, I feel, and people meditate in thousands of ways. So which one is correct? Which one is working for you? Which one you understand better? Which one you can implement better? But at the end of the day, you need to be a better human being. You need to be, focused on the right things. And as we were discussing, how do we focus on our duties in a detached way and become an observer in life, so that the inner peace, love, light is in our hearts, and we get to that state sooner rather than later. To me, this is a proven method. Use it for yourself first, then the rest will happen. क्यों अरविंद भाई साहब?
That's so correct. I mean, what can I say? I'm just fortunate to be able to join this group, and fortunate, in every possible way. So Guru Maharaj's grace is with all of us, and thank you so much, Bhaiya, for everything you do selflessly.
Yeah, good to see you all there. Yeah. Yeah. So what else before we listen to Mayuk? So any other questions, comments before we hear some good, a nice bhajan song from Mayuk? Shivangi, anything online?
No questions in the chat, Bhaiya.
So Mayuk, let's wrap it up.
दया करो, दया करो, हे गुरु परम दयाल, दया करो, हे गुरु परम दयाल, दया करो, दया सिंधु दीनों के दाता, दया सिंधु दीनों के दाता, भगतन के प्रतिपाल, दया करो, हे गुरु परम दयाल, दया करो, मैं हूँ अधम अधम तारण तुम, मैं हूँ अधम अधम तारण तुम, हृदय महावेशा, हृदय महावेशा, यह कलिकाल महाअति दुस्तर, यह कलिकाल महाअति दुस्तर, काटो भव भ्रम जाल, दया करो, हे गुरु परम दयाल, दया करो, हे जगतारण कष्ट निवारण, हे जगतारण कष्ट निवारण, काटो कष्ट करा, काटो कष्ट करा, अपने जन की लाज बचाओ, अपने जन की लाज बचाओ,
दूर करो बेहाल, दया करो हे गुरु परम दयाल, दया करो। निस दिन ध्यान धरूं चरणन को, निस दिन ध्यान धरूं चरणन को, करुणा करो कृपा, करुणा करो कृपा। रतन रावरी चरण शरण में, रतन रावरी चरण शरण में, अब तो करो निहाल, दया करो हे गुरु परम दयाल, दया करो।
So anything else from there? Yeah.
नमस्कार भैया, सौरभ हियर।
हाँ तो बताइए, कुछ बोलिए बिफोर
अब तो
हाँ सौरभ भाई साहब, so you have few minutes before Raghunath ji offers the prashad.
नहीं, हम तो जस्ट ऑन किए थे अपना वीडियो आप सब लोग को नमस्कार करने के लिए। सुन तो रहे थे, सब बातें तो होगी। जो प्रदीप भाई साहब बोल रहे थे एक क्वेश्चन के जवाब में, तो मुझे विवेकानंद साहब की एक बात याद आ गई कि उन्होंने ऐसे ही सिचुएशन में इस प्रश्न के उत्तर में कहा था, अपो दीपो भव, बी द लाइट, and that will definitely bring light to others. That's all, Bhaiya.
Yeah, be the light. That's it.
तो बाकी तो आप कहते ही हैं कि करने वाले तो गुरु महाराज साहब हैं, एंड आज का सेशन का थीम भी था that we have to be the observers of his blessings. So he does everything, whatever we aspire for. सब कुछ करते हैं. He makes our path so simple and easy. Only thing is we have to keep moving on his path. That's जी भैया, नमस्कार, सबको नमस्कार।
नमस्कार मेरे तरफ से भी सबों को। So, you know what we first heard that detachment. Why it is so difficult? why detachment is so difficult? Simple answer is we do not face the facts. Okay. So Guru Maharaj in 10th 10वें अध्याय में कहते हैं वो कि मैं और मेरा छोड़कर तू और तेरा का पाठ सीखो. Leave me and mine behind and move on to thou and thine. That's the fact. Fact is, when we say me and mine, then actually we are living in lies. That's not true. Guru Maharaj gave, that's a factual statement, that's true statement. When you say mine, what it means that anything that is the mine, I have to be the complete owner of that, factual owner of that one. Take for example, this house, any house. If I claim that this is my house, that's not true. That's not fact. The land on which the house was built, was it mine? It was here before I came, and it today stays there after I'm gone. That's a fact. The land is not mine. Okay. The house was built, bricks, electricity, whatever, plumbers, carpenters, everybody. It was built on a design. So all of them have a claim on the house, all of them. A plumber goes through, passes through here, and he said that, oh, I put the plumbing here. So to be the sole owner of something over which nobody has any claim. Can you think of something? Nothing. We cannot, so the sole author of anything, that's a fact. And that's where so that's when Guru Maharaj said, leave me and mine behind. He said that, okay, get out of the lies, move into truth. That's what he, so that's why it causes all the difficulties, because we do not face the facts. Let's pray to Guru Maharaj that he give us the strength to face the facts. नैवेद्य रखा हुआ है, प्रार्थना कर लें कि हम लोग को एक करेज दें कि हम लोग फैक्ट्स को फेस कर सकें. एक दो मिनट ध्यान कर लें.
So, yeah, all good things have to come to a wrap. So everyone online in London and here, all I would say is let's continue and pursue the path to peace, light, and love. And I think, as Saurabh has mentioned, be the light. That rest will fall in place. I think that's what it is. So be what you want others to be. And on that note, great start for this weekend. Himanshu, happy birthday from everyone. Yeah, great to see you all. Thank you. Take care.